Okay, let's assume that you've taken your Microlab package out of the box. What you're going to find in there is the Microlab interface itself. This is called the FS522. FS stands for Fast Spec. It includes a sample compartment for the spectrophotometer samples. Most of what goes on though is on the front panel. Going left to right, we have an input for the a pH or an ion selective combination electrode. We have a pressure input with a Luer connector. We have three general purpose input-output devices for measuring voltage, current, and so on. Can also output voltages from a digital to analog converter that's on board. Going across the top, we also have indicator lights, and we have lights for three timers. The system has three inboard timers, so you can time up to 3 events separately. We also have input for a thermocouple and for some kind of a voltage source. This is the counter input. So there's a lot of different features on here, and as you go on, you'll be able to explore each of them in its turn. The only thing on the back that you'll find will be the USB connector to connect to the PC and the power connector. So that's an introduction to the box. You'll also find, of course, a general purpose USB cable. I think you're probably familiar with that. We have the power cord. We have a cap for the spectrophotometer power supply. We also you'll have a variety of sensors depending upon the package that you've picked. I've got a syringe with a connector to the pressure input, and I have here a thermistor temperature sensor. Of course, you'll also need a computer. Here we're running a laptop with Windows 7. This software is also compatible with Windows Vista, Windows XP, Windows 2000, and if you have older systems of Windows, you could try that. If this is the first time you're using the Microlab system, the first thing we're going to do is install the software. Now there are two approaches to this. One would be to use the DVD or CD that came with the package. The other would be to go to the Microlab website and download the software and install it on your computer. You want to do this before you hook up the box the first time, and you want to complete the installation before you hook the box up to the USB input on the computer. So let's go to the screenshots now, and I'll show you how to install the software and the drivers. So if you've just gotten your Microlab system, the first thing you'll need to do is to install the software. You can do that from the CD that comes with the Microlab system, or you can download it from the website. Let me first show you the website for Microlab. It's at www.microlabinfo.com. You go to the downloads page, such as we have right here, and you can either download the latest version of the software if you want to try that. It is a beta version at this point. Perhaps there'll be later versions if you're watching this after the release. We're going to be using Microlab version 5.6.9, so you could download that either as a package, just as you would see on the CD, or individually with just the executable files and the various other setup and help files. So those can be obtained from the Microlab web page. Okay? We're going to get out of that and going to assume that you've actually got the software on your computer already or on your CD, and this is what you should see when you open up the CD folder. You'll see the Microlab setup file. That's the executable application file, and then you also have an assortment of PDF files that are basically to help you in getting things put together. So the first thing we're going to do is set up the Microlab. So we're going to double click on that. And you'll get a series of windows. The first one is the welcome screen, and shows you how to escape if you want to start over and so on. Once you've read that, you go to the next screen, and it says, before proceeding, be sure to remove the Microlab USB cable from your computer. We don't want to have the box on and hooked up until we've installed the drivers. Here we have the folder. Notice that the program is going to go into your program folder that is the x86 folder. If you're looking for it later on, that's where you'll find it. Of course, you could put it anywhere you want, but this is the default location. So we'll click Next. And now we're ready to begin installing the software. This takes a few seconds. There. This suggests that we have successfully installed the software. And it tells you where it is. It's Windows, Start Menu, Programs, Microlab, in this case 5.6.9. We can close this. Oh, by the way, you also notice there's a Remove Microlab. You don't have to go into the control panel to remove the Microlab. You can remove it directly from the Microlab folder, and it will completely uninstall the software. I'm going to close this. We'll come back to it. And it says now the software is now installed. The next step is to install the drivers. So again, let me close this setup folder. And now we have the driver installation. It says if this computer was previously used with Microlab hardware, then we have to remove the old drivers. Let's just, if this is the first time, you don't have to do this. With me, it's not the first time. I'm going to click on Yes. And we get a dialog box that comes up that's the driver uninstaller. And so we're going to add this vendor ID and product ID, and we're going to remove it. Okay, we've successfully removed that, so we can click Cancel and then OK, just like it says on this dialog box. Now it says most users should install the 2011 version. We're going to do that since we're running Windows 7. If you wanted to run an older version of Windows, you might try the 2010 drivers. We're going to install the 2011 drivers. So here we're getting our command window. Looks like it's done. Okay. We're all set. We can exit. And at this point, we're ready to hook up the box.